Okay.
Mine is really close.
Yeah.
I feel like mine's close.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Should we do a cheers?
Yes.
With our big face coffees. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, you're almost done.
My one was
You
half
suck
of yours.
yours down.
Yeah, why
No.
wasn't it that full?
I got a cappuccino, an iced cap.
So did I, but mine I feel like was full.
You asked for extra ice.
That's probably why.
Yeah, and then we asked for extra ice.
And then we added more
Extra
ice when you were in the bathroom.
Oh.
Okay, so where are we, guys?
Miami.
Miami.
I was like, was that the wrong answer?
We're warming up. Okay, so we are in Miami.
Yes. We are.
For Emily's birthday weekend.
Yay.
It's more like a friendship. A friend trip.
It is. It's a girls' weekend.
It's a girls' weekend.
They brought us
Celebrating-
together.
Yeah.
The purpose was to celebrate your birthday.
Yeah.
And we've been having the best time.
Yeah.
And then we did like an impromptu. Of course, I was like, wait, can we record a podcast?
I love it.
And I guess we're gonna do like a little friendship episode. Guys, what's going on?
I was letting you do the intro.
Oh,
I was gonna say, okay,
What's the intro?
I was gonna say that I feel like the friendship conversation's so perfect because I feel like we're all in our early 30s now, and we've gone through so many phases of ourselves and different friendships. So, yeah, I think it's gonna be a good conversation.
I do too.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I was wondering if people could see my vagine because I'm wearing a little. It's okay if you can. You're welcome. Merry Christmas. A little treat. Yeah. I agree. I think first of all, the girly pops on Unwinding love talking about friendship. Recently, an episode blew up about friendship, and it made me really happy, but it made me really sad.
Yeah.
Because it made me happy in the sense that a lot of the clips were very positive, and it was like, oh, I wouldn't know what to do without my female friendships, you know? Those made me really happy to see how many shares they got and how many people were like tagging their girls and like being like, I would die without you. Love that. But then there were so many where we were talking about how sad it is when the friendship is one-sided, or how sad it is when you're giving everything to this friend and you feel like they just couldn't care less, or if you stopped putting in effort you would never hear from them again.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And so many people were like, this is what I'm going through right now, and so that makes me sad that so many people,
it is sad,
you know,
that can relate to it.
but at the same time it's like, okay, we need to talk more about this because I think we have to normalize how difficult female friendship can be. It's like one of the most beautiful parts of my life personally, but it also is, it's hard. How about we start with like just sharing a few friendship lessons?
I love.
Okay, Kels, want to take it away?
I'll take it away. Okay, I feel like the biggest friendship lesson as I'm getting older, right? Because we have different friendships at every phase that you meet people. One of my best friends still, I met her in high school. Okay, so we grew up together. I don't really have any friends necessarily from when I was a child, but I have her from high school, and then I've met friends in my 20s and my 30s. So everybody you meet everybody at a different phase.
Yeah.
And it's so real to know that not every friendship is meant to sustain through every phase of your life.
Yeah.
So people that you meet in high school, if they still stay around in your 30s, amazing, but if they don't, that's normal and that's fine. And people that you meet in your 30s, if they can stay in your 40s and 50s, amazing, but maybe they're only meant to be in your life during your 30s. And I think that piece is also hard because we get so attached to our friends.
Yes.
And we don't want to let them go. As we get older, we might be growing away from them. And it's so hard to like admit and accept that you were best friends with somebody and now maybe you just aren't anymore.
How do you know?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
How do you know when someone's supposed to be in your life for like a certain period versus like putting in enough effort to see if it lasts the distance?
I don't think you know until you're in it. Kind of, you know, until you're faced with that decision of like, friendship is work, right? Both people have to be putting in effort to make it work. And I think if it hits that point where one person's putting in more effort and the other person just continuously isn't for whatever reason, then I think that's where you're faced with the decision of, okay, do we both want this friendship to work? And if we do, great, we can come back together. But maybe we're just at different points in our life where it doesn't make sense for us to stay on that path anymore.
Right, like I think it's the patterns.
Yeah.
If like there's a pattern of I'm feeling not fulfilled time and time again over the hangouts that used to leave me feeling fulfilled, over the conversations that used to leave me feeling fulfilled. If over time it's like, this is just not making me feel good, then I think that's when you have the moment of maybe it's nothing's wrong with the person, nothing's wrong with me, obviously I'm perfect, but maybe it's just we're not compatible anymore.
Yeah.
And that's not a fun conversation to have ever. And sometimes I think, I forget what this is called, there's a term to represent this theory, but it's like, because we've invested a certain amount of time into something, we feel almost obligated to continue investing the time into it.
That's me. Mm-hmm. That's me as a human in any type of relationship.
Yeah, you're a Cancer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
have no thoughts. Go ahead.
No, and so I think that's also something very real where sometimes and I felt this after high school because I had a beautiful group of friends in high school, and then I went to college. And the thing is, I went to the same daycare through high school. So there was a group of kids that I literally knew since I was in daycare, kindergarten, and we graduated together, which is so beautiful, so rare. I have so much gratuity. Guys, we're watching Love Island, and it's like it's all Amaya Papaya is my
She's your
new
favorite.
Language. She's my love language.
The way that you're obsessed with her, I just can't.
It's so funny. Anyway, I have so much
now I don't know what the real word is. Gratitude.
I have so much gratitude for that, and I look at it with so much love. And however, when I went away to college, you become a different person as well in different moments of your life. Not everybody changes at the same rate, but I definitely changed in college. So then I would feel kind of guilty when I would go back home, and I didn't feel the same level of closeness to the friends that I did before. And so I was like, is it me? Is it why don't I feel, I didn't feel this like push to make all the plans and continue all the conversations, and didn't mean anything was wrong with them. It didn't mean anything was wrong with me, obviously, but we're in different stages and our compatibility. My point is, it's hard to accept that sometimes you are no longer. It's hard to accept that you are maybe not compatible anymore with certain people that you once were compatible with. It's not a fun feeling, but I think you create more space for new people in your life.
It's also super normal.
It's so
right?
normal.
Like, everybody goes through a friendship breakup or growing apart from a friend. That doesn't mean that they did you wrong.
Yeah.
What was the last friendship breakup you went through?
Oh, God.
I've been through so many.
Oh.
I really have. I've been through so many.
Tell
I feel
us about
like
the last one.
the last one.
She's like, yep.
I'm like, yep. Well, firstly, I want to preface by saying I thought something was wrong with me because I went through so many that I was like, why do all my best friends not end up becoming my best friend? And I went to therapy, and she was like, maybe it's not you. Maybe it's your picker. Maybe you're just maybe you're just picking the wrong people. And that like stuck with me because I was like my whole life I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, am I not giving enough? And like, maybe I'm not. I probably aren't. But the last one was my picker was off yet again. And I met a friend in a certain stage of my life, like let's say when I'm single and I was like building my brand and I was still doing content creation. And I think maybe the friend liked me for what Emily looked like and not who Emily was.
It's so real.
Yeah. So then when I settled down a little bit and I found my husband and I became a little bit more low key, she was no longer interested in that. So, and we didn't have a massive friendship breakup. It was just kind of like we moved
Fizzled out.
a different direction, which is so fine.
Yeah.
But I also have had like explosive ones too, right? I just think that it really depends on the season of life that you're in. And I think that's why the three of us get along so well.
Yeah.
Because all three of us are really emotionally mature.
Thank you.
We really are. But there's also some friends that they don't go as deep.
Yeah.
And that's something I actually struggle with, where I'm like, I really, really want to be friends with her. She's trying hard to be friends with me. We have so much in common, but I can't get there.
But I think that's okay.
I think so too.
Like, the thing is, first of all, I want to go back to the first point that you were talking about, because I remember when we started, we became, those memes on TikTok that say like, how did you guys become friends so quickly? And then the quote says like, I never had to ask her how to be a good friend.
Right.
That's how I feel. That's how it was for us, because it was immediately like so aligned on values, so aligned on how much we're willing to pour into the friendship, because we knew like, oh, like I love you as a person, so I'm going to put in as much effort as I can.
Yeah.
And obviously we go through different seasons. I've gone through tons of hard moments where I'm maybe not putting in as much because I'm like drowning or whatever. That's normal, right? In a relationship, sometimes someone's going to carry it a little bit more.
Right.
But I remember we would have this conversation a lot because Em would tell me like, I just don't understand like why it's been so difficult for me to find like beautiful, deep, meaningful friendships. But then when we would talk about the friendships that she did have and what some of them would do, I'm like, bro, I wouldn't be friends with them either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, that shit is so weird to me. Like,
Yeah.
that is not a good friend. I'm sorry. Like, I don't think that's a good friend and I wouldn't be friends with them either. So I really don't think it's you, like truly. And you're such a beautiful person. I just don't think that you have found all the people that are going to love you yet. And also, but I do think also like the media fucks us up in this way because we see all these like girl gangs in all these movies. We see everybody have a group of best friends. We see everybody. So therefore, if you don't have that, you immediately think something is wrong with you.
That's how
that's how you were. I remember.
Yeah.
And we would always talk about that.
It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It literally just means you haven't found your people.
I also think the bar is so different for what you look for and consider a good friend at every stage.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Like, I feel like when you're younger, what I would consider a good friend, what I would look for in somebody was like just the bare minimum. Like they just wanted to like hang out with me. Now I'm
Yes,
like, no,
man.
I need something so much more than that for this to be sustainable. Obviously, I want you to want to hang out with me, but like we need to be able to have these real meaningful conversations where when I was younger, I was like, I didn't care to have those kinds of conversations. I just wanted to hang out.
Yeah.
So it's like that also can play into then having those friendship breakups because what now I need out of you, you might not need or want to give me.
And that takes a level of self-awareness as well to understand what your offerings are as a friend and what you're expecting in return. Because I think one of the silent killers in female friendships specifically is ambiguity. So when someone doesn't know what you're expecting out of that friendship, you know what I mean? Like when it's not clear how do you want me to show up for you? Are we communicating all the time? Are we, I don't know. And it's not like when you become someone's friend, it's like, okay, these are the rules and the guidelines. I know you don't do that, but I feel like in healthy, mature, deep friendships, it's just an understanding. Like you just already know. And then you're both kind of figuring each other out and learning each other's love languages, learning each other's preferences, etc. But I think when there is ambiguity, that's when maybe someone's like, you know, when you get invited to somebody's wedding and you're like, why the fuck am I at this wedding?
Yeah. Totally.
Like that's an example. It's like, I didn't know we were that close. Again, ambiguity. Somebody felt closer in that friendship than the other person. Maybe you guys have different understandings of closeness to begin with. You don't even know what you're looking for in a friend. You don't even know what you want in a friendship. So I think it's important to also sit back with yourself and be like, and have a real conversation of like, what can I actually sustainably offer to my friendships? And then I think that's fair to expect that in return. But I think a lot of people also expect so much out of their friendships, but they don't do half the shit that they're wanting. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
absolutely.
You also have to treat your friendships like a relationship.
I
very
really
much
do.
the same situation.
I don't know. Female friendships are hard.
It's so hard.
And I feel like as females, we put more emphasis on our like actual relationships, like romantic relationships. I do this all the time, or I have done this my entire life. So you allow your partner to do certain things, but if a friend were to do it, you're like, nope, done. You know what I mean?
You also have to treat your friends.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like my whole life I'm picking
I
this
very much
do.
the same
That's
situation.
also exhausting, though. You know,
Yes,
like imagine juggling all of that.
Yeah. But I feel like friendships don't work if there's not effort put in. Same with a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Like when I'm in a relationship, I have to communicate with my partner what I need them to do, what I want them to do, what I need for this to be successful. It's the same thing in a friendship. I can't just become friends with you and then expect you to know what I want out of a friendship.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
So I feel like that piece of it, like people always say, okay, you have to communicate with your partner. I feel like nobody really talks about how important it is to communicate with your friends, what you want out of like that relationship.
Yeah.
Because that's so real too, of knowing what you want that person to do or expect them. Or, you know, you should never technically expect anything from anybody. But if I don't tell you what I'm looking for, and then I am expecting you to treat me in a certain way, how can I do that if you didn't know? If that makes sense at all.
So what about those, let's say those girls that want more friendships and maybe they have like a group of girls who they're like friendly with, but they want to get closer to? How would you guys, like, what would you say to them to get closer to them so they can have more of a meaningful friendship?
I think there are so many ways to find more depth with somebody. A big one is truly just initiating. Like, you have to be okay with someone saying no, but you have to put yourself out there. We met on DMs. It was like, oh, let's FaceTime. You could have said no when I asked you to FaceTime. You could have said no when I asked you to come on my podcast. You could have said no when I was like, let's get lunch. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, Drea could have said no to me when I was like, hey, let's get dinner. Literally through DMs, never met in person. Yeah. And I think sometimes people don't want to be uncomfortable, but I do feel like if you want to get closer to somebody, I mean, you need to put in the effort of wanting to spend more time with them, and then being open. I think vulnerability is the key to connection, to be honest. Like, you don't have to tell everyone all your deepest, darkest secrets, but I think I have found personally, I'm also a deep bitch, but like, I have found personally, when I create a space where I'm being open and I'm sharing, you know, not surface level things, it then creates this space for someone else to also feel safe, and then they start sharing more things, and that creates so much closeness. Yeah. And so if you want to continually progress, I think it's obviously time spent together, initiation, showing that you're excited. It's kind of like, I said this, who did I say this with? I think with Angie. I was like, friendship at the beginning is like dating, because you're like, does she like me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to get lunch? Like, do you want to go to dinner? Do you want to watch a movie? Like, you kind of are, you know,
you have to like ask somebody out, you're essentially.
Like courting, kind of. But the same way you know when a guy's interested, the same way you know when someone is trying to become your friend and like trying to put forth more effort. And I think that's one of my lessons, actually, is a lot of people don't, it's a little bit different, but I think one of my biggest friendship lessons is inconvenience is the price you pay sometimes for a community. So a lot of people think that friendship is only in the good times. A lot of people think friendship is only when it's convenient. Similarly to what you were saying, it's work. Friendship is work. It's not easy to keep up with multiple people. We're in our 30s. We're busy. We're working. We are trying to find a husband, have partners. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, shit is rough. We have family problems. We have families in general. There's a lot of things going on. So, and sometimes friendships take a hit there. It's work. But if you want beautiful, deep, meaningful friendships, like, you have to put in the work. And I think a lot of people forget that, and they don't understand that, you will have to be inconvenienced sometimes. You will have to be tired, but like, remember, you told your best friend you were going to call her, so you have to call her. Or your friend had a bad day, so you have to go to the airport, but you're exhausted to pick her up. Like, whatever it is, sometimes inconvenience is the price you pay when you want a community.
You also have to put yourself out of your comfort zone to make friends, to be a friend. I always use this example. When I first moved to LA, I was 22 or 23, and I had one friend. And I did not put myself out there to meet anybody for a couple of years.
You were scared? Like,
I was like afraid. Yeah, I mean, I was much shyer. Yeah. But also, I wasn't putting myself out of my comfort zone because I was like, I'm good right here. Yeah. Oh, my best friend lives here, so it's fine. But she had already lived in LA for a couple of years, so she had a group of friends. And I so badly wanted a group of friends, but I wasn't putting in the effort or putting myself out there. So how can I just expect anybody to want to be my friend? Honestly, when I started doing content, because then it became like you were meeting people online, and that just became the norm. I feel like so many people meet on social media. That's the easiest place to meet somebody, because also it's not face to face. So if somebody's like, no, actually, I don't want to hang out with you, or I don't, they just don't. Yeah, I'm like, okay, well, I don't.
Well, you also get like a little preview of what you think they might be like.
You kind of already know them.
Granted, a lot of people are different.
Yes,
I've been lucky that when I have shot my shot with like girls online, they all turn out to be amazing, thank God. But I know that that's not always the case. But social media is it's such a good place to start.
It's such a great place to start.
But so what do we say to people who don't have, maybe they don't share their life online, and
I don't think you need to. No, I don't think you need to. I think it's like, for example, for myself, when I reached out to you, I wasn't like in my peak influencer era.
No, but you were posting.
I was posting, but I wasn't.
So I could tell, like, okay, she's cute. You know?
Yeah. Okay. You kind of already knew a little bit about her. Yeah. I will say, I can use my sister as an example, because she does not use social. She would just like go to the Pilates class. She signed up for a pickleball team. Like, she went out of her comfort zone again and put herself out there to go do these activities where now she has a ton of friends, because she met them all out and about. Right. So it's like, if you don't want to use social media to find people, that's totally fine. Most people don't. Yeah. But if you don't leave your house, you're never going to find.
What is a green flag and a red flag in friendship for you guys?
Oof. A green flag and a red flag.
Flag. We give Em so much shit because she's Canadian. Big flag.
Oh my god.
A red flag for me would be somebody that doesn't. Let me rephrase that. Somebody who's only concerned with themselves. Like when we're together, you're only speaking about yourself. You're not asking me about how I'm doing and what I'm up to. And even if it's as simple as like, how was your day or what's going on?
So much.
Yeah, people that only want to be asked about them and only come to you with their problems and won't reciprocate. We might not be at the same space in life where if you're having a problem, I'm also having one. That might not be the case. But if we're only talking about you and you're never asking me anything about me, I'm kind of like, am I just here to be your therapist?
I had a friend like that, and I kind of categorized her as, oh, okay, this is just how she is. And in that moment of my life, I was fine with having her in my life, knowing that, because I was like, we have a good time together and she likes to get a few drinks and it's fun and whatever. I didn't mind fulfilling that role. I already knew. It was like, I already knew in my mind, okay, I'm not going to get fulfilled maybe emotionally, but I'm going to have fun. And that's a need as well sometimes. So I knew that. So then I had no expectations. It was clear. There was no ambiguity. I knew exactly what I was walking into. Our friendship ended up fizzling out because she just was not a good friend on top of being selfish. So I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I will say now, I don't, let me not go on a tangent. What's your green or red flag?
Okay, I was going to say my red flag is someone who is inconsistent. And what I mean by that is kind of going off what Kelsey said, but somebody who just checks in when it benefits them. Also someone who doesn't like celebrate your win. So they like someone who, some female friendships just have such a competitive nature to them, and I don't get it.
I don't either.
I'm a competitive person, but like I don't compete with my friends.
Yeah.
Like if you tell me something amazing,
yeah,
I'm there with you.
Yeah, we're
you
always
tell me something
celebrating
amazing, I'm talking about that, I'm there with you, right?
Yeah.
Where I've had those friends in the past where, you know, when big moments happen in my life, they're seeing it as like, well, why not me?
Yeah.
And I think that is such a weird energy.
But it's so real. It's so real. And it's honestly rare. Like, I have people in my life that I love, but I don't share my wins with them because
they're not happy for you.
I think deep down, they're like, oh, yay. But it's almost one of those things where it's like, I'm happy for you, but I don't want you to be happier than I am.
Oof.
Yeah.
And for me, like, truthfully, most of my friends in the last few years have been happier than I am just because of like life things. But that doesn't bother me whatsoever. And I've said this a million times. I'm not going to go off on a tangent, but my parents just never raised me like that. My mom she would clock me in like kindergarten and like prep and whatever when I would maybe show that to be like, oh, I wanted that doll or whatever the fuck it was. She changed my mindset immediately. It was always like, that's amazing for them. What do you mean? Why are you upset? So I can't relate when people feel like that. And that is my biggest thing. When I feel like I told you something exciting and I can feel you not being excited, I will literally never tell you anything ever again.
I'm the same way.
Ever.
Yeah.
And then I might still have you in my life, but it creates a barrier for me.
See, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't do the like still have you in my life and I still love you, but I
can't either.
You know, I'm like, if you're not happy for me, then like
why are we friends?
But because it's like, I know you're happy for me, but it's like with like a condition. It's like, you know what I mean?
But to me, that's not a real friend.
Yeah, you're right. But a lot of, it's really sad because a lot of women don't have the ability to be happy for another woman when that woman is maybe getting something that they want. They don't have the ability to do that because then they think for whatever reason that means they're not going to be able to get it.
I feel like jealousy is such a real feeling as women. It's so... I feel like it comes so naturally to us to just be jealous of another woman, whether she's your friend or not. But then when it gets thrown into your friendship, it's like, we shouldn't, as friends, we shouldn't be jealous of each other. I can be so happy for you. Two things can exist at once. You always say this to me.
Yeah.
I can be so happy for you and I can still feel maybe jealous or a little sad that I'm not at that point and I don't have that, but that doesn't make me any less happy for you.
I agree completely.
But very few people have the ability to put themselves in that space. Every single woman I've spoken to can say they've been in that position where they feel like they've told a friend something and they weren't happy for them. Which like is heartbreaking. Green flag in friendship. I need to think.
I know, me too.
There's so many.
There are a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you can say consistency, like someone who's like checking in, being like, hey, I know you had that big moment of that big interview or podcast. How did that go? Tell me about it.
Like someone who remembers the little things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think a green flag in friendship is somebody who understands where you're at. Okay, so like if I am super busy and I haven't talked to you in a week or I haven't answered your text, you're not offended and you're not double texting me being like, oh my God, is she mad at me? What's going on? Hello. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You understand that, oh, she might just be busy. She'll get back to me and isn't offended or doesn't feel any type of way. I feel like that's such a green flag when somebody just knows where you're at, where your friendship stands, where you're at in your life, and they just accept it and they don't change how they feel about you.
Yeah.
Like someone who gives you grace.
Yeah.
That's so real.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking of mine. Like I want it to be really good, but it honestly sometimes it's like the littlest things.
Yeah, and that's
you know?
I think it's always
It's
the
something little.
things.
Yeah.
The biggest one for me was like always like showing up for people and like remembering those like moments.
Yeah.
I think that goes back to like someone, like back to my red flag, where it's like someone who's like maybe a little bit jealous or competitive. So like I pick that up really easily in people where I'm like, oh, she's happy for me the same way I'm happy for her.
When you can genuinely tell.
Genuinely tell.
You know what I love in a friend is when they're like, I thought of you today because of X, Y, and Z. Or like, you would love this. And they send me something. Or like, oh, I met this person and I think you guys would get along so well. It's like consideration. It's like when they think of you and they consider how your feelings, how you would feel in a certain situation. Like nothing makes me happier than like, this made me think of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just like,
And it's so small, but it means so much.
because you were thinking about me, you know? Yeah.
Should we go back to the lessons?
Yeah, let's go back to lessons. Okay.
I wrote down one
Tell us.
that my girlfriend Chat helped me write. Your capacity for friendship changes as your capacity for self-awareness grows.
That one hits.
Oh my gosh, I love that one.
Yeah.
I feel like that's also too why I have a little bit of a, I guess, when I outgrow my friendships, because I'm always like, oh, are they growing at the same pace as me? You know, or if
And
I
rarely do you grow at the same pace as your friends, I feel.
100%.
You know?
100%. Or it's like if I see a girlfriend and she reacts to a situation in like a really, really bad way or like a red flag way,
And
I'm
you're
like,
oof.
if you're doing that to her, you're going to do that to me. And I think that's for me, that was the biggest learning in that last friendship too that you guys asked me about.
You know what I loved about making new friends in my, like, I feel like I've had the most growth emotionally. I would say 29, 30, 31. I feel like a completely different bitch today. Something that I've loved about meeting new people now is like they get to see this version of me.
Yeah.
Where I finally feel just so much more confident. I'm so much nicer to myself. I struggled so much with myself in my 20s. Like I was just so mean to myself. Also went through so much like hardship that also just knocked me off my ground. And I love meeting people now where it's so special to have friends that have seen me through so many versions, but I love meeting people later where it's like I get to tell you about those versions. You didn't have to see them, and now I get to show you me where I think right now, like, I try to be a really good friend and I really try to prioritize my friendships a lot. And I think that's a really special thing about meeting people later in life is like, you know, once you've like grown and learned so many lessons and you know what you did wrong in friendship and you know now what you expect and what you want and what you deserve, it's really special, I think.
It's so real to meet people when you're more confident of yourself as a friend.
It's crazy.
I know now like how to be a good friend. I can't say that I have always known how to be a good friend.
Me either.
But now at this point in my life, I know how to be a good friend, at least to as best as my ability as I can. And it's like you said, it's so nice to be able to give people that off the jump rather than having to kind of like fight your way through it.
What's a mistake you think you guys have made in friendship?
I think I definitely put my romantic relationships above friendships. Now being 32, like my husband's always telling me like you need to put in more effort to be that person's friend, like new ones. Because I always complain because my best friends don't live in the same city as me, which sucks.
Yeah.
But he's always like, well, if you want more friends, you got to put in more effort. And it's like so fair. But then I'm like, okay, I have my family, I have my relationship, and I have my business. and then friendship, and then take care of myself.
It's a lot, yeah.
And you also, the list never ends.
You also already have like the best friends that like you already have best friends.
Yeah.
It just sucks that we don't live in the same city, but like it's not like you don't have them.
Yeah.
So then you're like, but why would I make new ones when I already have them? But then I don't have some in my city, and I want some in my city. But making friends is so hard. It's like
I know.
It's just like
I know. I lost my train of thought though.
Oh, that Ben tells you.
What was the question?
The mistakes. So that you.
Oh yeah, not prioritizing. So I think that's me. Like I feel like I don't prioritize friendships in my city. I'll preface that because I'm like so busy. Also like checking on Kelsey, checking on Lisa, checking on Abby. You know, every time. So I'm like, well now I have no time because I only have like.
You saw that?
What the hell?
It was a little bug. It was a little bug. A little fly came to say hi.
Like if I only have like an hour of time to like get back to you guys, I'm getting back to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm not checking in on these new friends. And if I have free time to go for dinner, I'm gonna go with somebody who like makes me feel so safe than like putting myself out there and be like, okay, now I have this uncomfortable dinner. Like I'm 32.
So real. It's so real though.
There's only so many hours in the day. Yeah. It's so hard.
That's what I was just saying. I was in that moment when I was however old I was, 26, 27. Like I had the capacity to have friends that only fulfilled one thing.
Yeah.
Now having friendships that feel like sisterhood, even though that sounds so cliche, but it's true. It's what it feels like. That feels so safe. That feels so deep. That's my favorite word is safe. That's how I want to feel with my friends. Like that's how I want to feel. Now already having that, I'm like, I'm good actually. I don't need the friends that only tick one box. Like I don't need the going to lunch friend. I don't need that. Like I love being alone. I'd rather go to lunch by myself than like start a whole new friendship. And it's not that I'm no new friends. I'm never gonna have that mindset because if I did, I wouldn't be friends with you. And I fucking love you. You know what I mean? It's like I never want to have that mindset. However, I'm good. Like if something happens organically, like kind of like this, like it just like happened, great. But I'm not like searching for it kind of thing because I'm good and that's fulfilling enough, you know?
I don't think you have the capacity to add another friend to your palette. I'm exhausted.
I agree with that though, especially when you're in a serious relationship and you have to work and you have friends and you have to take care of yourself. I have a dog. Like there's just so many things. I live in a completely different state and time zone than my family. So like that also adds to it. I love meeting new people. I really do. I enjoy it so much. But to actually make the effort to go out of my way, to move my schedule around, to get lunch with somebody that I don't know, I'm like, I'd kind of rather just hang out with my fiance.
For sure.
Kind of rather just hang out by myself or my sister or, whoever is like around near me. It's like, it's really hard.
It is hard.
Because then I'm like, oh, but I want more friends. Oh, I love her.
But
she seems
like
great.
That? Do you feel like that? Like you want more friends actively
Sometimes. I think I go in waves where sometimes I'm so content and like I have some really great friends, but I don't have a lot. And sometimes, you and I have talked about this, Emily, sometimes I'm like, oh, it would be nice to have a big group of friends.
I would love that.
Oh, that would be so nice. And I have amazing friends, but I wouldn't consider it like a group. I just individually have some really lovely people in my life,
right?
Which is I'm so fulfilled. But sometimes I am like, oh,
that's fair though.
I do want like some more friends or a little group or but where's the time to meet them? The effort, it's all just extra effort and time that I don't necessarily have or want. And you always have time, right? It's more so that I don't want to make it. But then that's on me. How can I say I want more friends if I don't want to put the effort in? So it's hard.
Do you think you can bring all those individual friends together to make a group?
Yes and no. I mean, we do. Like, all my friends that live in the same city as me, when it's my birthday, like, we all hang out and everybody gets along so well. But everybody's also busy and individually at different points in their life, too.
The concept of a group, in theory, is great. But I feel in your 30s, it's so difficult.
I almost feel like you have to, like, meet as a group rather than taking individual people together as a group.
So I have a little group here and we're all from the same country and we've known each other for years. And it's so rare that we ended up all in Miami, which is so beautiful and it's so nice. It's so special. I'm so gratuitous for it.
Oh my God.
Gratuitous. That's a new one. I made a new one. But like it is we all live literally 10 minutes from each other and it is still so hard to schedule something. So I just want to say that sometimes the idea of something
is better than it really is.
Much better than it is. Not that I don't love them to death, but it's like it's still difficult to coordinate. It's still difficult. It's not like we see each other once a week. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's once a month. It's still hard. And then individually, we all have our individual relationships as well. So sometimes in theory, it sounds really nice. I know why you feel that because Ben has such a special group of
guy friends.
I will say that is so rare.
Yeah.
You know,
guys are also so different.
The way they operate is so different.
These guys, like they do everything together.
Yeah, that is rare.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you need to compare like, oh, I don't have that group necessarily, you know? Mm-hmm. That's rare, I would say.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also so different. Ian is best friends with people that he met in middle school still. Yeah. They're all still best friends. They still have a group that they all hang out. They're in group texts. I feel like girls aren't like that.
No, I don't
Guys
know why.
always stay friends with people that they met when they were younger, and girls, just for some reason, we don't do that. So it's the same, because I get it, because you see that and you're like, oh, that's so nice. Yeah, you guys all have this group chat and you're always chatting and you're always hanging out, and I'm like, I couldn't.
Ben is always laughing at his phone. That man is always laughing at his phone. I'm like, what are you guys laughing about?
I'm sorry, I'm always making you laugh.
Yeah, you are. You are. But one single person, what happens if you're busy? Then I have to go to Kelsey.
I'm funny.
Yeah, she's like, bitch, what the fuck?
Yeah, but you're 3 hours behind.
I know.
We need a group chat, the three of us.
Oh, I can't wait. We do.
Okay, wait, should we do our mistakes?
What's my mistake?
I said
she said
mine.
I have mine is so clear.
Go.
And you've experienced this, and you've also taught me a lot about it. And I referenced this in an episode that's not live yet, though. But one of the biggest mistakes I've made as a friend is my lack of communication. And it's almost like, in theory, I think I'm being a good person by not sharing what I'm going through, because I might be going through something heavy, or it's just not fun to talk about, or whatever. So I don't share it, but then I end up showing up poorly as a friend, or I end up missing something because I wasn't clear about where I was at, and then the other person is like, wait, what the fuck? I didn't even know you were going through something right now. And that's not fair, because people can't read your mind. People don't know what you're going through if you don't share. And you might think that you are doing something positive by not being quote unquote a burden, but I've had to understand that my best friends want to be there. Yes. They want me to be a burden. I'm not being a burden. The same way, if you were going through something and you didn't tell me, I would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I would get on a plane and literally be so angry.
Yeah, you would be.
I would be so angry. You would be. Yeah. So it's not fair. And I've had to learn that, because then I end up letting people down, which is like the worst feeling for me in the world, because for me, it's always been friends. I've never been a relationship girl. We're trying. Link in bio. My DMs are open. JK.
Swipe up.
So for me, it's been like friends first. So they're so special to me. I put so much, like, they're such a priority for me. So letting a friend down is like, I'd rather lay in the street, you know? I hate it. But I've had to learn that it's on me to communicate, and it's not fair. I don't know. It's just not fair to not communicate and then expect people to be understanding when you let them down. It's just not fair. So I've had to learn that I'm not going to walk into heaven and get a gold star because I'm going through things by myself. God is not going to be like, good job,
you're
queen.
tough, pat on the back.
Yeah, he's like, everybody knows I'm tough. I don't need to keep proving it by like not telling absolutely anybody what I'm going through.
I agree.
And worse when I'm actually letting someone down in the process. So communication.
I love that one.
Yeah,
because I think you've come such a long way for that.
Thank you.
You used to do it in silence.
Yeah, but then it's not fair. Then it's like I would ghost her for days, or like not respond for days, or then I end up missing something. It's like, that's not fair, and that's not being a good friend.
Well, it's I think it's less about that, more like your friends are worried.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, if I don't hear from you guys for like a couple days, I'm like, oof, they're either busy, which is fine. But if something's wrong, like, I want to know.
But it's also what you always say to me. You say this more to me with men, but she always says to me, like, give them the energy that you want them to give you. Yeah. It's the same platonically. Like, if you wouldn't like your best friend doing that to you, obviously we're all flawed.
Yeah.
Except me. Like, of course there's going to be moments when life is bigger than we are.
Yeah.
And situations might be bigger than we are. But like, and that's fine here and there. But for the most part, if you wouldn't like your best friend doing something like that to you, then why are you doing it to them? You know?
I feel like you bring up such a good point, and it's quite similar to how I am, I think, when this would be my mistake. When I'm busy, I think I put my friendships almost on the back burner a little bit. And same. I am a terrible texter in general, but especially if I'm busy, and I'll go a week, sometimes even more, without responding to somebody or checking in, and then I'll all of a sudden come to and be like, oh my God, like, and this kind of relates to what I had said earlier about like friends who understand where you're at, right, is such a green flag for me. But at the same time, I'm the red flag then in that situation, because if I'm busy and I'm just not responsive or answering, it's so easy for me to just not make plans with anybody if they're not in front of me.
So my question for you is, how would it bother you? I can speak. Would it bother you if one of your best friends did that to you?
Yeah. And that's where, and also I'm self-aware enough to know in that aspect, right, when I'm doing it and I come to, I'm like, oh, you're like, oh fuck, I can't believe I like just did not answer them, or I've been so caught up in work or just whatever that I didn't even try to make plans or ask my friends how they were doing. And that's totally on me. But that, I know how that feels to receive that, and it doesn't feel good. Yeah. So then why would I actively do that to somebody else? But it's just, I get caught up in whatever I'm doing and I almost just forget.
I do the same thing.
It's hard.
Well, I think there's a line of adulting is hard, life is difficult, and we can give ourselves grace. Yeah. And again, I'm still learning. I still fuck up all the time. But if I know I'm about to go through a difficult moment, or I'm going home and it might be hard, like, I feel like now we're at a point where, like, if I'm like, I'm going home, like, you're like, okay, it might be rocky. And you expect me almost to like not answer immediately or right away. Yeah. And it's almost like expected, but we had to like get there. Yeah. Maybe you're about to have one of those weeks. So maybe you check in at the beginning right before it starts and you're like, this week is going to be insane. Just in case I'm a little MIA, like, yell at me, please. Yeah. Or like, let's talk Thursday at 7 p.m. or like almost making it putting it in the calendar. Like, what are the little things that you can do so that then you don't have to maybe show up as your best self that week? Because it's unrealistic for us to show up as our best selves every single day, I think. What are the little things that you could do to then give them a heads up in a way, so you're like being proactive about it, and then also that way you don't feel like, fuck, I need to answer today. Because you also it's okay if some days, like on drop days or on days when you're shooting, like, I know you're fucking busy. Like, I know you'll answer me when you can. Found. Or like Saturday, that's like your day with Ben. Like, you know what I mean? I already know these things. So I'm not expecting the same, right? So it's almost like finding that like cadence of, fuck, like I'm about to have a crazy week. If I'm a little bit MIA, love you so much. Let's check in on Friday. Yeah. And then you feel okay. Like Emily feels like, okay, clocked it. She has a busy week coming up and we're going to talk on Friday. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
But I feel like your friends should give you the benefit of the doubt. Right. And like like when you don't answer me for a couple days, I'm like, she's busy. Yeah. And when I don't answer you for a couple days, I'm sure you know I'm busy. 1000%. Same thing with you. Also, when you go home too, it's like, I know you're being present, which is what I always think. I'm like, she's being present with her partner, being present with her mom, her friends, whatever it is. Because when I'm with my parents or with my partner, I'm being present with them. So I wouldn't expect you guys to be like texting your friends at all times.
You're literally being the green flag that she said that she loves in a friend, which is like, you understand and you meet her where she's at.
Right. Yeah.
But some people don't.
Some people don't have that.
And some people don't understand, and then they follow up. What's going on? How are you? What's going on? Why are you ignoring me? And it's like,
or they just talk to themselves. Well, triple text. Yeah.
I text my best friends like the desperate ex. I'm like, good morning. What did you have for breakfast today? Oh my God, a bird pooped on me.
I just ordered a bagel.
I'm gonna go on a walk. Wait, should I get these boots? Yeah. Hey, me again. I think I'm gonna hire this person. Like, that's,
you do that. But how would you feel if they didn't answer you?
Well, after, like, I would give her grace for a day. Obviously, I'm not insane. Yeah. Maybe at night I'd be like, hello. But I would never be upset. The thing also is like, but this is where like perspective comes into play. I have to go through such hard moments and I know how I show up. Therefore, I feel like I'm good at giving people grace because I'm like, I don't know what they might be seeing today or going through, you know? So yes, it might hurt my feelings. I don't want to talk to myself all day, but I also understand. I feel like I can understand. Yeah. You know?
That's a trait that not a lot of people have though. Not a lot of people can understand.
Okay, so I feel like we should wrap up on a positive note. So why don't we do, maybe since it was Em's birthday, should we do something she's taught us? Or like our favorite moment of the weekend?
Oh, I love a favorite moment of the weekend.
Okay, let's all say our favorite moment of the weekend.
Okay. I really, really, really enjoyed the dinner last night. So where did we go? We went to
Chateau Zzz's.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
It was so cute, guys.
Don't order water because it's $100.
Yeah. But we got the bill. We were like, wait.
Wait, what? Ask
You were
for
like, tap.
Ask for tap.
They always get you.
When they
They
say
get
still
you.
or sparkling, say tap.
Yeah.
Still is a expensive bottle.
Just to confirm.
Like, just so you know.
It was special. We talked about everything. We talked about relationships. We talked about career, everything. So that was special to me. I loved it.
I feel like sitting on the couch watching Love Island together was like so cute and funny.
Yeah.
And we were all just in our matching PJs. It was so fun. I haven't seen either of you guys since Emily's wedding.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Which is over a year.
Over a year.
So being able to just like come together as girlies. Even last night when we were just sitting in your room.
I
loved that. We were just sitting there.
My favorite moment, one of them, because I honestly have a few, is when Emily and I were in bed. And then Kelsey came and plopped herself on the bed. And we were just yapping. And then like Emily went to FaceTime Ben. And Emily went to FaceTime Ben, and Kelsey and I just sat on the bed and we're talking. I don't even know what we were talking about.
We just kept going.
But like,
I loved it.
I love those moments so much, you know? I don't even need the fancy dinner. I just need like...
That's how I am.
It's
It's
the
just the like
presence.
at home chilling,
attention.
chatting. Yeah,
that
it was so nice.
Yeah, that like stands out to me right now.
It's also so nice to just have like girl time.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Because I never really do that.
Same.
And
Really?
it's
Same.
because I mean it's much harder when you
That's
like
why we're
live
talking
with a
about the
man.
groups. We're talking about the groups,
and
right?
the groups. It was just so nice to just be able and like I never feel any judgment with you guys. So it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what we say. We're just like yapping away. And it's so nice.
Well, that's what I will say is this shows your character is it's rare for me to feel safe instantly with someone, and I instantly felt safe with you like at the beginning of this trip, and that's
Yeah.
like my big thing. And when I feel that way, like you will get the best version of me when you make me feel safe, you know. So I think that's also one of my favorite moments is like us falling in love
I
as
love
well.
that we did fall in
You know?
love. I'm
Yeah.
so happy.
Yeah.
I'm so glad Ben called, so you guys had a moment.
I know. We had a moment. We just kept. I don't even remember. I was going
like,
off.
what does Ian like to wear? Like,
Oh yeah, we were talking about clothes.
I also just asked, like, my curiosity fascinates me. Like, I just want to know everything.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
that's also such a good trait to have, especially when you're. I mean, we didn't know each other very
Yeah.
well
No,
prior
no,
to this,
no.
so that's also such a nice trait to have in a friendship when like you're not afraid to ask.
Yeah.
and I'm also not afraid to tell.
Yeah, I'm
so we
not
make
afraid
a
to
good
ask.
little.
Like, I am not afraid to ask a question.
I know. I was gonna say the best part of last night too was the way that everyone was yapping over each other. Like, guys, let me set the scene for you. There's
dinner?
like, we're all like business owners. Like, literally every single one of us is like very career focused. We're all outspoken, and everyone's just like like on top of each other.
Me. You.
It was so funny. I loved it.
It honestly was.
Oh,
I
it was so
will
good.
also say Sunny's was like a highlight for me.
It was also
Oh, I
adorable.
loved
Like,
it.
I think it's just like it was the first dinner. It was like the start of the
That was a good
weekend.
convo
Cute.
too.
It was
When
a
we were
great
kind of talking about like our
conversation.
relationships.
The food was fire, like everything. And then knowing while we were at dinner, knowing that we were going to go home, put our PJs on and watch Love Island
It was so fun.
I feel that way about tonight though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
tonight's going to be
too.
so good too.
I know. I never said I didn't had any flaws.
I didn't had any flaws.
And I'm my own best friend.
But at least I'm
Pretty.
pretty.
And at least
And
I'm funny.
funny.
A little funny.
Honestly,
a little funny.
it's a bar.
Somebody's going to remix it.
It's a bar.
It's coming out on TikTok as a good sound. Somebody's putting that.
Those twins that always like remix all the songs.
I'm telling you, it's coming out. It's definitely coming out.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
Your first time.
My
We popped your cherry.
first, yay.
I loved this so much. Female friendship is everything. Hold on to your girls. And,
Water them.
And long live, laugh, love, Amaya Papaya.
Your face.
I can't.